But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow.
I mean, you have to have boundaries.
Wow. Wow. I don't think anyone saw this one coming.
Dave Chappelle is finally breaking his silence on the whispers swirling around Kevin Hart, the one saying he might have sold out just to make it to the top.
Another great comedian said that, in the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts? And is that something that, you wouldn't do, for?
I definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you have to have boundaries.
Wow.
According to reports, Dave doesn't believe Kevin would have blown up the way he did unless he crossed lines he once said he'd never touch. Both Dave and Kevin are comedy giants, no doubt. But here's the difference. Dave's always been brutally honest about how Hollywood tried to play him. He's talked openly about the shady power moves and how certain people at the top wanted full control over him.
My name and likeness is being used by them in perpetuity throughout the universe. It's in the contract.
Kevin, on the other hand, has built a reputation as one of the hardest working comedians out there. But let's be real, in a place like Hollywood, hard work alone doesn't always cut it. So what did get Kevin that global spotlight? Well, Dave's throwing serious shade, suggesting that some comedians only rise to fame after agreeing to embarrass themselves for the cameras. There's a long-running theory out there, and it's wild, that black male stars in the industry get pushed to wear dresses on screen before they're allowed to blow up. It's not just about the outfit, though. The real problem? These roles often have them acting out over-the-top, disrespectful portrayals of black women that feed into tired, negative stereotypes.
What do you want, Shanae?
Oh my goodness. If it isn't Little Miss Attitude, why are you always over here?
People haven't forgotten those moments, like the infamous line, "What do you want, Shauna?" Nay. That stuff hits different when you start connecting the dots. Now, whether people believe this is just a wild conspiracy or something deeper and real, the numbers don't lie. There's a clear pattern in Hollywood. Way more black male actors are shown cross-dressing or playing exaggerated female roles than their white counterparts. It's not just coincidence. It's a noticeable trend. A bunch of successful black comedians have actually spoken up about this too, and what they're saying is eye-opening. Several have revealed that they were pushed to put on a dress for roles where it made zero sense. No storyline, no reason, just pressure. And yes, Dave Chappelle is one of the few who refused to play along. Back in 2005, Dave shocked everyone when he walked away from a massive $50 million Comedy Central deal and just disappeared to South Africa, without a single word to the press. While he was gone, the media went wild, accusing him of everything from drug use to losing his mind. They painted him like he had a breakdown, but that wasn't the full story. When Dave finally came back, he cleared the air on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and he didn't hold back. He let folks know he didn't walk away from the money itself. He walked away from the shady strings attached to it. That contract came with conditions he couldn't stomach.
Everybody wants to walk away from $50 million.
Well, I wasn't walking away from the money.
Yeah.
I was walking away from the circumstances that were coming with the newfound plateau.
Everybody wants to know, why'd you walk away? Oprah asked. Dave told her straight. It was because he started to see what really goes down behind the scenes before stars are allowed to reach that next level of fame.
Show business since I was 14, and I've heard the stories of what happened, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When
you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see it before. Look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time of their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next platform.
When Oprah asked Dave to spill exactly what went down behind the scenes, he didn't dodge the question. He revealed that he was being pushed to create sketches that felt socially irresponsible. And it wasn't just about the jokes. Dave said he could feel that the comedy wasn't meant for people to laugh with him, but at him.
Somebody's trying to put young Dave in a compromising position. Oprah.
That's a whole different vibe. But Oprah wasn't ready for what came next. Dave went even deeper. He brought up that infamous theory again. The one about black entertainers being pushed into wearing dresses before they can hit it big. And this time, he gave a real-life example from when he was filming a movie with Martin Lawrence.
I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here.
Shared how during that shoot, the team straight up tried to get him to put on a dress. Even after he said it made him uncomfortable, the writers and producers kept pushing. They told him all the greats have done it, like it was some sort of rite of passage. That's when things started to click for Dave.
Then the writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, you got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on and, what? A prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure
wasn't just a one-time thing. It was a pattern. He even found out they had two versions of the script ready. One where he wore the dress and one where he didn't. That right there was his wake-up call. And he warned others in the game, if you're gonna make it, you better be ready to stand your ground and not fold under pressure.
Producers come on, David, would be so great. I mean, and then I started thinking about all the comics that I've seen. Man, you know, strong brothers, why they putting us in these dresses? But the minute it was clear, I was adamant, I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. That comes back 10 minutes later. The whole new scene. Hot damn, how did you write the scene so fast?
This linked back to Kevin Hart. Well, in 2013, Kevin popped up on Saturday Night Live wearing a dress in a sketch, even though he once said he'd never go there. And now people are wondering,
Pope is 9-year-old Oscar nominee Kevin Wallace.
Wow. Wow. I don't think anyone saw this one.
Was that his moment of crossing the line? Oh, and that last punchline from the sketch? The new Pope is 9-year-old Oscar nominee Kevin Wallace. Just plain bizarre. Just 1 year before that infamous Saturday Night Live sketch, Kevin Hart had a small role in the rom-com The 5-Year Engagement. While doing promo for the film, he sat down for an interview with Black Tree TV, and that's when things got interesting. The interviewer brought up Dave Chappelle's comments about black actors being pressured to wear dresses for laughs. Kevin's reaction? A nervous laugh. Then he said he agreed with Dave about setting boundaries and knowing when to say no to things that might damage your personal brand.
Chappelle, another great comedian, said that, you know, in the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts and that's something that, you know, you wouldn't do, you know, for
definitely haven't ran into to put on a dress. I mean, you know, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. You know, for me, I know what they are. They've yet to been challenged, so you know, I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball on the talk show this morning. I said no to that. Not that was a dress, but I was like, no, I'm gonna look stupid. You know, at the end of the day, you got to know that you're a brand. I'm a brand. You need to protect your brand at all times. When things happen that could possibly affect your brand, your brand can be diminished, and you don't want that to happen. So, you know, protecting my brand is definitely important.
Here's the twist. Fast forward just 1 year, and there was Kevin on SNL wearing a dress in a sketch. Fans immediately called him out, accusing him of going back on his word just to climb the fame ladder. Now, Kevin was already a rising star before that sketch aired. But it's true. After SNL, the doors flew wide open. Suddenly, he was being cast in major films left and right. He landed roles in blockbusters like Get Hard with Will Ferrell, The Wedding Ringer, Central Intelligence alongside Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. and even the Jumanji reboot. That momentum was no joke. Not only that, Kevin launched his own company, Heartbeat Productions, and by 2018, he inked a major deal with Nickelodeon. But that same year, he made headlines again, this time for admitting he cheated on his wife, Eniku Parrish, while she was pregnant with their son. And somehow, that didn't slow him down one bit. Despite the controversy, Kevin kept winning. From 2018 to 2022, he starred in 8 big-budget films, scored deals with Facebook, Peacock, and YouTube, ran his own production empire, hosted major events, and popped up in countless commercials. His brand just kept growing, scandal or not. Funny how Dave Chappelle got slammed by the media and labeled all kinds of things just because he said no to a massive contract. They dragged his name through the dirt and tried to make him look unstable, all because he chose integrity over a paycheck. That right there shows how some of these Hollywood power players only care about 2 things, money and control. And if you've got morals, you're either seen as difficult or just plain crazy. Now, nobody knows exactly who these behind-the-scenes bosses are or how deep their influence runs. But it's been a hot topic for years. Multiple comedians have hinted that there's a secret system running the entertainment world, and one of the loudest voices calling it out, Katt Williams. When Katt was asked what he thought about Kevin Hart wearing a dress on SNL, he didn't hold back. He said this kind of thing has been happening in Hollywood forever, and Kevin's definitely not the first black entertainer to wear a dress before his career exploded.
Doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now
Katt went even further, saying that guys like him and Dave Chappelle will never be as big as Kevin because they won't play the game. In his words, they refuse to join the so-called secret society that pulls the strings in the industry.
Mouth is really, really big, and you try to tell the truth for a living, and you like to air people out, hatred is coming.
And Katt didn't sugarcoat it. He claimed the people running Hollywood are way more dangerous than most folks could ever imagine.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. And
I had to be stung 1,000,000 times, he said, before I realized who I was really dealing with.
It's not necessary for us to store up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung 1,000,000 times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me 1,000,000 times. I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little.
Now that all the pieces are on the table, how do you really feel about this? Did Kevin Hart knowingly trade in his principles and boundaries just to reach the peak of fame? Or was he simply doing what millions of entertainers have done before him, playing the game the way it's always been played in Hollywood? Some people say he sold out. Others say he just adapted to survive in an industry that demands more than just talent. Was wearing that dress on SNL just comedy, or was it a clear sign that he had crossed the line he once promised never to touch? Was it just a costume, or a quiet agreement with a system that rewards those who stay silent and punishes those who speak up? And what about the things Dave Chappelle and Katt Williams have been shouting for years? Were they warning us all along? Is Hollywood really run by hidden forces that pressure artists to give up who they are just for a shot at the spotlight? And this isn't just about one sketch or one outfit. It's about what people are willing to sacrifice for fame, fortune, and power. So tell us, where do you stand? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't miss what's coming up next because it's only getting deeper from here.